Hey guys, Joshua with Rocky Mountain, and for 2019, CAN-AM is releasing new Renegade, new Outlander, and the new Maverick Sport. So we're going to the press release to give you guys an overview on this, so check it out. Alright guys, so the first machine I want to cover and give you an overview on in the 2019 CAN-AM lineup is this guy. So this is the CAN-AM Maverick Sport, and right off the bat it's a pretty stout little guy. So it's based off the CAN-AM Maverick Trail. If you watched our review last year, you saw that we reviewed that, and it's got the same chassis. It's just got some upgrades. So this is actually going to fill the 60-inch lineup for CAN-AM. So it's going to be right there in the middle between the CAN-AM Maverick Trail at 50 inches and then the X3. So right off the bat, some of the things that they've done for this is they now have two 1000cc engine options. So there's a 1000R Maverick Sport, which is 100 horsepower, and then they have just the 1000, which comes in at 75 horsepower. And that 75 horsepower 1000 motor is the same one that's in the CAN-AM Maverick Trail. So if you've ridden one of those, you'll know what to expect as far as power goes. And it's a pretty good engine. It's super smooth and it's got plenty of power. But the 1000R at 100 horsepower, that really kicks up the game a lot, and it's fast. It's pretty fun, and when you put that thing in sport mode, it boogies. So a couple other things that they've done with this thing is they've laced it up with the Fox Podium 2.0 shocks, which makes a huge upgrade for the suspension, makes it so you can really take this thing through anything you want to throw at it, and it's extremely comfortable. And then they've also widened out the chassis, so they have wider doors so you can fit a little bit better in it compared to the CAN-AM Maverick Trail. And they've even extended out, they've got 2 more inches of ground clearance. So it's a really versatile machine, and I'm excited for this machine to be showing in CAN-AM's lineup right there in the middle. Now, I've gone ahead and done a first impression ride review on this machine, so when you're done with this video, make sure and check that out. That'll give you some of the more of the nitty-gritty details and give you just my first impressions while riding the machine. So with that out of the way, now let's go to our next machine for the 2019 lineup. Okay, next up on the 2019 lineup is these guys. So this is the 2019 Outlander and the 2019 Renegade. Now, they didn't do a complete overhaul redesign on these, but they did make some pretty substantial upgrades. To start with the Outlander, they updated the horsepower on this machine for the 1000cc. So it went from 89 horsepower to 91 horsepower, which I've ridden this thing and it's got tons of power. They also changed up the throttle, so it's an ITC throttle by wire system, and you can actually change the driving mode. So they have a work mode, standard, and a sport. And the work mode is pretty tame. It's really good for just, you know, casually riding. Normal kind of gives you a little bit of everything, and then the sport mode gives you a ton of horsepower, really opens it up. And they actually did that same thing for the Renegade. A couple other things they've added is they've actually widened the Outlander. So they went from just about 46 inches to now 48 inches. And then they also added a sway bar to the front. And all of that is to improve handling, improve control. With that sway bar, since it helps with the cornering and handling, they were able to soften up the suspension to make it even more plush through the rocks and stuff like that. And it's pretty impressive. It's really stable. It can really handle anything you want to do, and I was really surprised by how versatile it is. I can ride it like a sport machine, and then you can even crawl it really slow in 4-wheel drive and get through almost anything and everything. With the Renegade, similar upgrades, you know, the 1000 cc's, it's a monster. You know, the Renegade's more for the sport, and riding this around a little bit, if you're into the sport quad and you want a lot of power and want something that's really fun, that thing is the go-to. When that thing's in sport mode, I mean, it'll give you a ride for sure. And it's even got the eco mode and standard mode as well that kind of tame it down a little bit and give you softer throttle response, but keeps it fun. So a couple other things, you know, they made a couple of aesthetic changes to the Outlander, but overall it's a pretty good package. They updated the towing and they've just really made it handle even better and be even more versatile. So overall, I'm pretty impressed with what CAN-AM's been doing with these ATVs and also that Maverick Sport. They're really putting a lot of emphasis in their ATV and UTV lines, and they're making their machines even more fun, more versatile. And yeah, I'm pretty impressed with what they're doing, and I'm excited for the future too. So that completes my overview of the 2019 lineup with these machines. Again, if you want to see more detailed versions of these videos, check out our first impression ride review where I review these as I'm riding them. And if you like this video, make sure and like and subscribe it, and thanks for watching.